Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. Shield Destroyer. And here we are, Saturday. It's 20 to 12 in the morning. And looks like they don't want people on their bank holiday weekend getting any real vitamin D. Sky, started off beautiful this morning, blue. And the clouds are becoming the sky. Yep, the sun is getting covered by the clouds that have clearly, been put in the sky by man, by hypnotized Freemasonic bitches, right? If you're a Freemason, you're fucking hypnotized to fuck. I mean, the mainstream media, the schooling system, all of that religion, hypnosis. Then you go to the Freemasons Lodge and they fucking work on the big hypnotize, get you to do the dirty shit, right? Turn your family name into the devil, mate. And yeah, we got the old Freemasons out there spraying up the fucking skies, boys and girls. With their cloud seeding, cloud machines, right? Not. They don't seem to be spraying, although I dare say later. I think like there's so much hype on the spraying now. I think what they like to do is they like to fucking fill the sky with their clouds, and then spray, right? I think the spraying is now being concealed to some degree by the clouds that they put in the sky. I'm still seeing like just more and more and more all over the world coming out, right? People exposing. And it's like 1,000 times bigger than it ever was, isn't it? Back in the day when you would write a post on YouTube, on Facebook, you get hate. What you want to, you want name called, right? You'd be basically the weirdo of society, right? According to the majority that actually commented or but now quite the opposite, isn't it? Now 90% of the people, if you put a post, well, not that I really post on Facebook as such, but I certainly look at the comments because it gives you a good idea of how the people are feeling, doesn't it? Most of the comments on these posts exposing, 99% of them are fucking aware, with the once upon a time conspiracy theorist, right? But hey, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? How are they still getting away with it? How are people still just staying in their homes, and we have to wait for the elite, whatever you want to call them, scumbags, to decide when there's going to be a protest, right? We have to wait for one of these controlled fucking branches to say, oh yeah, come on everyone, we're gonna go down and fucking start shouting at walls about this. Amazing, right? Still just all very quiet. Still a bit quiet in the real world. Everyone seems to want to shout on here, but no one's saying anything in the real world. Confusing. Now, apparently, we've just had the last tanker or fuel arrive in the UK. Apparently, there's no another planned, mate. So we're coming very close to the fuel non-existent, I guess, right? They're already telling people, I'll try and fly less, try and drive less. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Like, during COVID, everyone had to stay at home, but they were still allowed to go on holiday, right? Everyone had to stay at home, but they still had to go on holiday, right? Which, of course, was part and parcel of ensuring they got a jab, right? I mean, that was, anyone should have seen that. It's what? There's a deadly thing. It's going across the world, and we've got to stop the spread. Surely, all these muzzled gimps should have said, well, I'm not going overseas because A, it might be worse over there. B, if I get it, the medical institutions, I don't trust like I do the UK ones. Why they trust the UK ones is, hey, let's face it, we're talking about muzzle wearers here, right? Well, see, I might come back and spread it to other people, right? But no, instead they said, oh, yeah, you can go on holiday as long as you get jabbed, mate. You got to get jabbed. And nobody wanted to give up their holiday, did they? They were all about, oh, you're putting us all at risk if you don't wear a muzzle, if you don't do this. But I ain't giving up my holiday, mate. I ain't giving up my holiday to keep you all safe. And again, they're doing the same kind of thing. Oh, try to fly less. Well, why don't you ground the planes now? Why don't we keep the fuel for the cars, mate? Hey, why? If it's so bad, right? As we know, that's the way it's going. My man who wants to go on this hike, back in February or whatever, he's saying to me, "Oh yeah, early March. Yeah, you want to do this?" I said, "It's because his missus goes away." On a plane. Say to him, "You sure what happens if she don't go away? What happens if there are no planes flying? Are you still doing it?" It looks like I could well be right. I'll be very surprised if people are flying out of here in June. Especially if it's the last anchor of fuel people coming into the UK, right? I like that meme, all the muzzles in it. Yeah, still a bit quiet for my liking in the real world, man. I'm kind of pleased that people are waking up, but it's not a case of people are waking up because they care. It's not a case of people waking up because they want to fight. It's a case of people waking up because they're forced to. They're being shaken, right? And the big like mainstream media stroke scientist stroke doctor stroke fucking exposes of course the COVID 6 years later. It's the mainstream. It's the people that everyone listened to in 2020. It's the same coats, right? The white coats and the suits. The same people that told you that, oh, you got it. The same people that are jabbing everyone. The same people, right? They're now telling you how bad it was, how disgusting it was, right? So they're not scared of people waking. They want people to wake. And I feel like it's definitely more one of those, where they laugh. Ha 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 ha. You woke. Hey, look, we're telling you all now. It's too late. You ain't doing shit, mate. You know what I mean? Maybe they want a whole load of unjabbed on the streets so they can bring in their army and shoot them down. If you want to get the unjabbed, how'd you get them, right? But yeah, it's going worldwide. The worldwide awakening. Yeah, of course, you've still got people concentrated very much on hotels, on hate for religion as individual religions. Still running their mouths about all other things rather than all concentrating on the one big elephant in the room. Worldwide. Hey up, Mark. Hope you're good, mate. How you doing? Truth. I'm all right, mate. Are you getting block out sun today, Truth, with loads of clouding? Just as everyone's off in it on their bank holiday weekend. Lovely blue skies, fucking no sun blocking whatsoever for the last couple of days. As soon as everyone's off work Saturday, sun's out, but I mean, there's a lot of fucking white shit in the sky. It's mainly like this cloud shit they've got, but it's blocking it. You know, you're out there for a second, you get a bit of sun, then boom, where's it gone? Where's it gone? Oh, it's hiding behind that massive white fucking piece of shit there, isn't it? Yeah, I think it will do. I'm expecting like the whole sky to be a blanket of this white cloud soon. I'm expecting that, but we'll see. But it is, it's nice when you're in it, in the sun, isn't it? Something special about the sun being underneath that like heat. Oh, you just feel it on your skin. It's like, ah. And then we talk about the food. I mean, oh, it said it rained, did it? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. You'd think more people would be horrified about the food they're consuming, right? I mean, there's no way people can't tell the difference from food 20, 30 years ago to what it tastes like today, innit? And then you talk about the prices of food. We have to pay like 3, 4, 5 times more to eat dirty food than we used to have when it was better, right? If you actually want good food, obviously you got to be super rich. You got to be super rich to be able to afford good food, right? If you want uncontaminated fruit, vegetables, mate, you got to have some fucking money, right? Can't eat good shit unless you're loaded. But as you say, they're always bunch up the weather patterns, so it's relentless either way. I'm going to fast today. Fuck eating their crap. Yeah, I do. I mean, it really puts me off. Everyone keeps telling me how slim I am. I think, oh, it's better than being fat. You know what I mean? But it does, like, psychologically, of course, you don't want to eat loads of food when you know it's fucking, and there's no, there's no, like I said, once upon a time, you used to fancy food. You know what I mean? There'd be like, you go, oh, I really fancy that or this. Now it's, I never get it. Never get it. Never have any, like, real, like, oh, that, I'd really enjoy that right now, because just all tastes pretty shit. You know, everything you're eating is fucking dirty. And, so many people still, if they've woken up saying, if they're starting to get a bit nervous about COVID jabs or something like that, they're still a way away from the big picture, right? Most people are still so far away from seeing the big picture of, I dare say a lot of them are excusing it. Oh, well, they had to rush those jabs, still believing COVID was real. Some will probably still be out there telling you, no, COVID was definitely real because I had it. You love those ones, innit? What if it wasn't called COVID at the time? What would you have had? Say you had they'd never told you about COVID, mate, and you got whatever you suggest was COVID at the time, right? What would it have been called if it wasn't called COVID? Oh, cold? Maybe a flu. It's like, yeah, I never fancy any food now. Yeah, it's gone weird, isn't it? I'm going to spend some money, I think, next week. I think I'm going to probably spend all my money, mate. And I've decided I'm just going to fucking have to pay to get my car fixed, because I can't get that back wheel off. I can't fucking, I think I'm so fucked off now with that car. Like, I can't get help because I don't really know anyone. I don't really have mates. You know what I mean? Once upon a time, back in the day. I mean, these days, I don't think you'd find help anyway. You know what I mean? Where you got a load of guys, mates, who come round and work on cars together and shit. Most people now, they work in front of a screen and they hire someone in it to do whatever, man. I realise that all the time. I think, wow. People don't even wash their own car anymore, do they? It's rare now, isn't it? Back in the day, every Sunday, you'd have driven down your road and there'd be loads of people, men out washing their cars, isn't it? But even that is, hired help now. Yo, Peter. You're up early, Peter, or late? I think you're in America, right? Fucking. I was watching Leaving Neverland, by the way, the documentary. Don't know if I've seen that. There's probably too many views, too many, you know what I mean? Whenever I see like thousands and thousands or millions of just I just steer clear in it. I remember those days. You always used to see blokes outside their gaff helping each other on a car engine. Yeah, you don't see any of that anymore, do you? Michael is 100% guilty. I'm in the UK. Oh, okay. Don't know why I thought you was in the. I think I'm getting you muddled with WEP. It's because of all the name changing, all the people coming in here with different names all the time. Like, who the fuck is who anymore, man? We have to keep up. But yeah, I'm sitting there looking at that Beamer, going, look at that beautiful day. It could be cruising, isn't it? Cruising. Rooftop down, go for a nice drive, get the fuck out of town. But I don't want to do that without an MOT. And I couldn't really do it at the moment because I got to get the front, the underneath front bits back on properly. And so I thought, I just have to pay whatever it costs. Just pay the fuckers, get it all done. Then, okay, you probably have to sell it immediately because you'll be broke. But maybe if you just have one day, you know what I mean? One day of being able to enjoy it. One day of a little bit of happiness for me, innit? That's all I'm asking for. I'm asking for the world, people. Just a day of where I enjoy something in this fucking scumbag, fucking devilish world. Yeah, you know. Kettle's on. Should we have a little look? What do you want? Do you want to have a little look? All right, we'll have a little look. We'll have a little look, folks. Hi all, I'm a garage owner with a limited company and so the director. I've been told I have to give my ID and so they will give me a form of digital ID just for company's house. I would happily give up my directorship if this is some underhand way of showing implementing the full-blown digital ID as we know it. Apparently I have to do it. What's your thoughts and knowledge on this? There you go, ma'am. Yep, start with the business owners, right? Because you know they're all gonna. If you look on Companies House, you'll see that everyone's been verified. Okay, that's about tax. You'll be assisted. You'll be offered assisted dying when you are too old to work. when you got governments and these health people running up and marketing assisted dying, you got to consider the pain you need to go through in order to want to turn around and say, please help me die, right? And you think, what is it they're intending to make people feel? How is it that so many people are going to feel so much pain that they're going to want to die? Right?
Causes of death in Canada has gone up 300%. By now, everyone's probably seen the report that shows unspecified causes of death in Canada has gone up 300%, 2019 to 2022. The same people that used to ask, are you vaccinated before you could have a meal in a restaurant, are now saying we should not be asking if people are vaccinated when they drop dead of a heart attack. Apparently, if you say, well, how many boosters did that guy have? You're not supposed to ask that. So why? By now,
Kathleen loves flowers, so much so she became a florist. To keep her shop open during COVID, she got the jab, but the side effects are devastating. 13 surgeries later, she can never work again. And the compensation offer, she says it's an insult.
I've never been so scared in my life.
To get jabbed?
Yeah.
What was your health like prior to the vaccination?
Yeah, it was great. Never been sick. Ever. Hang on a second.
Is that your heart?
Yeah.
What's it doing?
Beating really fast.
When COVID hit, Kathleen Kelly's flower business was blooming.
I had a florist shop in Dingley. It was beautiful.
The 51-year-old's life, a perfect arrangement of creativity, care and calm. Then from joy to killjoy.
They will keep you safe, they will keep you well, they will keep you out of hospital.
Former Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews beginning his COVID crackdown.
No one's exempt from the Public Health and Wellbeing Act because no one's exempt from getting this virus.
Kathleen faced an impossible choice.
I had to get vaccinated to keep my business running.
No shot, no shop. Despite her fears, Kathleen took the plunge to save her livelihood.
Pfizer, two shots.
But in double quick time, her health and business were destroyed. Kathleen suffered what's known as a COVID vaccine injury, which left her too sick to work.
I've had 11 surgeries on my heart, 1 bowel procedure and a surgery on my femoral artery after it split after a heart surgery.
Losing your business, your florist shop, what did that do to you?
Sorry.
It's okay. Kathleen's medical records read like a laundry list. 13 surgeries, 29 hospital admissions, 117 blood tests, and 219 doctor's visits.
Your heart is really compromised, isn't it?
Yep. It's a really lonely illness to have.
Kathleen is entitled to compensation under the federal government's vaccine claim scheme.
Can you live on what the government's offered you going forward?
No,
You can't.
no, not at all.
That offer, less than $500,000.
Oh, it's a joke. My medication bill till I'm 85 is over $200,000. That's just the meds I'm on right now.
Kathleen
You know, I find it really funny that people think it's germs causing them to fall ill and not the pesticides, herbicides, glyphosate, Teflon, fluoride, plastics, PFAS, which are forever chemicals, seed oils, artificial sweeteners, colours and flavours, chemicals, all the GMO foods, the antibiotics, EMF radiation, and parasites and carcinogens that they encounter every day in their food, drink and water supply, skin and body care products, and the environment. Like, we are poisoned every single day without us even knowing. This is completely against our will. Like, we do not accept to being poisoned, because I definitely don't. One thing that I really, really hate, because I cannot change anything about it, is this. What they're doing to our skies every day. And I mean, since waking up in 2020, I have become so health conscious, it's unreal. I spend an absolute fortune on myself to make sure that I eat good food, I do my detoxing, and I've noticed a massive difference in myself. And it frustrates me that people do not give a shit what they eat themselves and what they feed the kids. And then they wonder why disease is at a all-time high. You know, I find it really funny that people...
Oh, there's no real honeybee shortage. If there's a honeybee shortage, it's because they are recruiting. Beyonce's the queen bee, and Trump is a beekeeper. There truly isn't much to say that the eyes can't see. There is nothing that I can say that would make you believe me if your own eyes don't. Beyonce is one crazy bee. Her sting is deadly. Beyonce is not someone to mess with. Trump's honey may look sweet, but it tastes bitter. I wish I knew what to say to wake you up. Every day is a losing battle. America is about to get stung. Everything is being orchestrated. You live in manufactured reality. Wake up. That includes Trump. You're getting played by a man who will never know your name, but you'll forever remember his. I warned you. Many of us have. Phone addiction equals supplying data. People need to get rid of their fucking phones. It makes me laugh that all these people are concerned about digital ID yet still carrying them fucking things around with them. Like, yeah, it's done. We got booed to fuck. Yeah, Mark of the Beast. Wish I'd get rid of fucking constant fucking advert shit on here.
Tim's such a handsome boy. Now he wants to go outside and play this summer. It's like Sunday. Church closed. You wanna go outside? You wanna go outside, church closed? You wanna go outside and play? You get that sweater dirty. Get your mom off. Anyway, transparency promised, transparency approved. So they're being monitored by the FBI. You guys should learn a thing or two about what it means to be transparent. I digress. Moving on. I can't thank you guys enough for the amount of love, support. These stressful transitions I've made. No bad blood where I'm at. It's just time to move on with my life. You know? And there's nothing left for me here in Indiana, but collectively we raised $6,160.67. That's a lot of sixes. I digress. I'm glad we did. And I cut it off because I was like, that's more than enough. Receipts as promised. Paid.
Well, what that's about. They planned on making the masses muzzle up, no infant help, just as they did for the Spanish flu over 100 years ago. The pandemic was planned for long ago. They mocked the masses who complied. mandating masks be worn that restricted oxygen intake made it hard to communicate and hid smiling faces. Not to mention how breathing in what you breathe out and into a mask isn't healthy. Thus, respiratory issues manifest. The COVID outbreak was extremely sinister. It was a test to see how many would comply. We passed. Many others failed and did what they were told. Fear is a powerful weapon of control. Remember all this when they attempt to do it all again.
Oh, well, g'day, folks. Now, a lot of people are talking about this embarrassing and cringeworthy campaign as all these MPs come out and try and encourage Australians to take more injections. But at the same time, this is coming out. My organs shut down. Now I'm in a wheelchair. The lives ruined by the COVID jabs. How many tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands or possibly millions of people have had their health negatively impacted by the so-called safe and effective COVID shots? So let's think about this. The politicians during COVID were encouraging everyone to get these jabs, right? And she even said, if you don't get a jab, the virus will hunt you down. But now we have Australians like this woman, countless Australians, who have had their lives completely destroyed thanks to these injections that the politicians promoted. So what do the politicians go and do now? Rather than address the elephant in the room, which is all of these catastrophic COVID jab injuries, instead of doing that, they go and get more jabs and encourage the Australian people. And I would dare say it's criminal. And now that we know that COVID was the biggest scam ever, let's have a look at what it actually cost the Australian economy. And so I've been talking to ChatGPT to find out how much did all of this BS actually cost the Australian economy. Well, it turns out it's around $800 billion to $1 trillion. This is how they transfer the Commonwealth of Australia oligarchs. And so rather than the politicians address this complete theft from the Australian, pulled out this one, Operation COVID Shield, because the military, our own military, got in. Imagine a doctor was given military advice. It would be totally absurd. But here in this case, we had Lieutenant General Fruin saying he will make sure that everybody gets a dose by health consequences upon the Australian people since the rollout. We've got to ask ourselves, because the military is supposed to protect Australia, not Rolex. All of these politicians encouraging you to take unsafe potions in your arms. And our entire political system is completely hijacked, making a mockery of the Australian people. And so the good news is they serve you. They do not serve the Australian people. They are not giving you health advice. They are simply pushing you into the larger agenda to get you injected with God only. Get in the sun, use vitamin C, have a decent diet, have a great strength and conditioning program, and avoid any of the potions that these people are offering for a start. And make sure you get on their social media pages and call these people out for this disgusting parade of B-grade cringeworthy marketing that shows us who they all really work for. Because I can tell you right now, they certainly don't work for us. See you, folks. Bye for now.
The Pizzagate. You order your pizza, mate. If you say you want pepperoni, you're probably getting an Italian child, right? You choose, each pizza is whatever sort of child you're after.
There's a time when we didn't really know about GMO or Monsanto, and this is like, 15 years ago, but activists got involved. And at the time, Monsanto had played really dirty, and some people even lost their lives, sadly, because Monsanto was really trying to snuff out the truth. But the truth is like a lion. All you have to do is let it out of its cage, and it does the work. And Monsanto wasn't able to spot shoot all those fires of awakening, and March Against Monsanto was able to form. In 2013, May 25th, 2013, March Against Monsanto formed and had 400 simultaneous rallies in 400 cities around the world. And now every single year, they're about to be on their 12th year anniversary. Every year, every May, March Against Monsanto hits the streets, pounds the pavement, and raises the alarm on on Frankenfood, GMO, Monsanto, and all that. And now we know, and we have the right to choose. We have labels, legislation, all sorts of things. But had they not did what they did, we wouldn't even know what GMO was. And they would have gotten their evil claws into our food supply, Terminator seeds, glyphosate, all that nonsense. And now Bayer has bought up Monsanto for $66.6 billion. No coincidence there, 666. And now the name Monsanto doesn't even exist, but still March Against Monsanto continues on. And they've reached this kind of 100th monkey of awareness that now, generally speaking, people know what GMO is. And I think that's where we need to be with the amount of awareness with geoengineering. So we will reach that 100th monkey. We just have to keep the concept of waking up to this idea alive.
I am forbidden from telling Canadians what happened in that meeting for the next 30 years. At a recent Health Committee meeting, Conservatives moved a motion calling for a full investigation into the Liberals' wasteful $300 million prescribe it IT boondoggle. The Liberals immediately responded by moving that meeting behind closed doors. As a result, under House rules, I am forbidden from telling Canadians what happened in that meeting for the next 30 years. Does silencing MPs on committee work for 30 years show transparency from this majority Liberal government?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Government House Leader.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. Our standing committees of Parliament play a very important role. I think it's important that we encourage collaboration as much as we can, Madam Speaker. Many would ultimately argue that what happens in standing committees is very beneficial for the entire House. So let's look forward to seeing more collaboration at the standing committees. Thank you, Madam.
I am forbidden from
I don't know him. Oh God! I mean, who is this fucking dick? Digital Defiance. I mean, it's funny that Digital Defiance is all allegedly against digital ID, but then pushing fucking voting. Says it all, doesn't it? Be careful who you're fucking listening to.
Information like this, inserts for the vaccine. Paper's there, and there's nothing printed on it. I find that very interesting. Disheartening, disgusting, and lots of other words. But then it gets better. It just keeps, wait, there's more. It just keeps happening. The CDC redacts every single word of a 148-page study on myocarditis after COVID vaccination. So I asked research to print the study for me. 148 pages. The entire thing is redacted. What good does this want to know? Wait, what might have been there that they needed to redact it? That's even scarier.
We're witnessing an active cover-up of a colossal consumer product safety debacle that is basically affecting the entire world. So in the United States, our CDC, National Institutes of Health, and the FDA.
Donald Trump has ordered nuclear weapons to be prepared for use against Iran. Security experts say this foolish action really. Oh dear.
There's no entry or exit wound. How they're designed is to make the target feel like they're crazy, like they're imagining things, especially on the low duration, the low intensity, long duration hits.
Are either of you aware of any individuals who have AHI symptoms have passed away from their ailments?
I do. I do.
Have any of you three panelists ever seen one of these weapons?
I have seen a 1991 version of the weapon, and it looks like a satellite dish with a unit this size attached to it. Which, of course, over the years, miniaturization has been possible. Obviously, there's a limitation to how miniaturized it can be because of the antenna size, which is always related to the wave. But still, it is something that can be well contained in the trunk of a car or even a large backpack.
There's no entry or exit wound.
Yeah, I can't use them. I haven't got the stupid phone. Yeah.
And then when you don't have a job and you're homeless, you're going to be put in prison to be exploited for essentially slave labor. Data centers are not good for working class people. They're trying to replace you with AI because they don't have to pay AI. All these tech billionaires who say that we require all these data centers, so that the AI bubble doesn't burst, they're not putting them next to their multi-million-dollar mansions. They're putting it into like rural communities where they'll benefit from like different property taxes. Property, and they won't get cancer and have their lives disrupted domain for national security concerns because they need the data centers to run military. Utopian future we're going towards, and these data centers out. So it's everybody's problem now.
Yay.
The increased risk of cancer from...
Oh, fuck off, prick.
This week being anti-Semitic have fallen apart. They have crumbled, but you would have to fucking look hard to find out why. Here's the BBC article. Man appears in court charged with attempted murder of 2 Jewish men. These are the facts that we know. These are the facts that have been put out there by Nick. Only you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs in to actually read the article. Suleiman is also accused of attempting to murder Ismail Hussein in a knife attack at Hussein's flat in Southwark, South London, earlier the same day. Now, I'm not a fucking expert, but Ismail Hussein sounds like a Muslim name to me. So there was a
whip about his involvement in what was a completely peaceful protest.
Oh, fuck off. What is this? But
the world you think you live in is not the world that truly exists. You have been lied to on a level so absolute that almost no one questions it anymore. You have been told there are over 8 billion people walking this earth. You have been told you are just one among an endless, overwhelming mass. You have been told that your life, your presence, your soul is easily replaced, easily forgotten. But the truth is this: the real number of ensouled, conscious human beings alive today is nowhere close to 8 billion. It is closer to 728 million. The rest, and I know how insane this sounds until you see it for yourself, are biological shells, programmed constructs, vessels with no true consciousness behind the eyes. Some are projections, some are clones, some are simply energetic placeholders designed to maintain the illusion of a global civilization. This isn't just a theory. You can begin verifying this yourself. For example, documents like the UN's World Population Prospects 2022 show strange inconsistencies in global growth rates that don't match fertility trends, death rates, or regional migration. Independent researchers have pointed out massive discrepancies between census counts and actual observed population.
There you go. That one's fucking up too much. Back. Anyone off his chair? 30 quid.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains.
Easy.
You raise me up to walk on stormy seas.
I don't think so.
What we saw during COVID wasn't so much a public health campaign as it was a profit machine. A profit machine for the big pharma companies who made billions and billions of dollars off of a vaccine that they did not adequately test, about which they did not adequately disclose health risks. They made out like bandits, though. I mean, this is great for them. All of the public health problems get offloaded onto other people, namely the American people. All of the costs get borne by the patients. They don't have to do anything, and they get rich off of it. I mean, let me just ask you, in your professional opinion, did these companies like Pfizer and Moderna, did they adequately study and disclose any of the risks that were associated with these vaccines before they were forced upon the public?
Well, I think there was a lot of collaboration, and it was stated openly. The government, the FDA, the CDC were working very closely with the drug companies. So this wasn't a normal sort of development of drugs that we see in history. So a lot of the stuff that the companies were sort of got away with it, as it were, was with the consent of FDA, who generously interpreted regulation or biodistribution or whatever it is. And in one of the attachments in my testimony, there's 248 questions that detail that very specifically. So while the drug companies ultimately are responsible for their product, maybe they should have taken the view of, well, even if the government says we can get away with it, we're not going to. So there were clearly things that they knew, and they over generously interpreted cancer studies, genotoxicity studies, biodistribution studies, and in the particular case of Pfizer, there was the very egregious non-disclosure of a particular sequence in the product. Of a particular sequences that derive from an SV40 virus. It wasn't the whole virus. There were particular sequences in that, but they specifically in FOIA requests that we've had from different countries, the Pfizer chose not to disclose those sequences. A very significant, I think, abuse of public trust, given that they had this sweetheart of a deal, all the marketing was done for them by the government. That is a particularly egregious example.
Well, we saw.
Sweet.
All 22 of the chronic disease categories, every single one, they were higher in prevalence in the vaccinated children, including cancer, autism, neurodevelopmental disorders were like 12 times higher, autoimmune diseases, skin disorders, everything under the sun, learning disabilities, back from birth to average age 10 amounts into our children.
Selling it as, oh, it's just a small proportion. Oh, we say me, they're telling them, mate, COVID was a lie now. Paying you dirty fucking hoe, innit? Anyway, what are we doing here? How you doing, Bright? How you doing, Alice? No notification yet again. There you go. 13 surgeries, mocking with numbers again. Awful. Wish I never took the jab. Total bioweapon, turning people into zombies. Resident Evil in real life, in my opinion. Natural selection. Those without intuition will be gone. By the way, the movie Weapons, which shows kids turning into zombies, the same people are making the next Resident Evil movie. If you know, you know. Yep, you either die or live long enough to become a zombie. Just like the TV show Helix. Trump and the hive mind. Phone equals tracking device. Mates of mine regularly mock me for not owning a smartphone. Yeah, because they were smart, mate. You know what I mean? Fucking smartphone. I mean, you know, you'd think people would learn by the word smart by now. When they name something smart, you know it's to fuck you, right? Many driver's licenses are now going digital. I made a vid about it. Yeah, they're turning the driving license into a digital thing too. Everything's going digital, mate. Everything. But if you ain't got one of their phones, they can't fucking get you, mate. Everyone needs to start learning that. I mean, if everyone, instead of going out there fucking shouting at walls, tell everyone, fucking right, everyone, you know, at these protests, tell everyone, right, get your phone out and fucking bin it. And then watch these cunts work out their digital ID, mate. Trump card. Lots of people cashed in their chips playing that last 5 years. Safe and effective. No longer with us. I'll make another vid in a few days. I'm watching you on my phone. Peter, what is your channel called? Alice, just called Peter Parker. SD, can you link it for Alice? I can't. Can't find you. Yep, no problem. When SD reads through comments, he can link, I guess. Poor Australia, always a testing ground. Bacterial pneumonia creating face nappies. The flock love a shepherd and a sheepdog. Just give me effing Spider-Man shit. Yeah, I probably should have picked a more unique name. My Australian relatives have it. They campaigned loudly. Didn't have it. One of my cousins is a children's child natural health advocate. Nice. Alice, I also wonder if the jab numbers, the report on Google, like 80% in UK, for example, are accurate. Yep, it's also an Agatha Christopher character. Lots of Freemason occult references, and she was an MTF. Could be higher than reality. Maybe there are more they refuse, like 50%, hard to say. No, they can't be accurate. It's a trick to make us feel odd one out. I talk of lots of people. What is the title of your last Peter video? Alice, interesting. Maybe 60% took the jab or something like that. We'll never know. Fake assassinations and tyranny related to the coming zombie apocalypse. More like 50% were duped to take, in my opinion. If only the ones who didn't take it could form a plan. they want to single us out. Did you find a video from the title I said fake assassinations and tyranny related to the coming zombie apocalypse? Found you with the title, thanks. You also found it, Frank. Yes, your channel is lost in the sea of Spider-Man content, lol. Not effective to get word out to more people. Frank, I think it got demonetized too. I used to get 100k views on my backup Peter account. Change your name. A channel title change may be wise if views are down. Some know me as Peter though. So also, do I have to verify via phone to change name? If so, it's probably best I keep the current name, right? Good point. Keep the old name at the end of the new text in front of it. Lord of Worship, Bridgeton, is he dead yet? As he testified. I was thinking the same. I'll have to think of a new name. Good advice, much appreciated. New name, Peter Parker, like that. Yep, new title, formerly Peter Parker. Got to go. I've got cabin fever. Been going out due to anxiety and shit. Exposure therapy is required. Bye, guys. Keep smiling. Bye, Alice. Thanks. Stop by. Mem's agenda catchy. Maybe SD will do another round table so we can chat more soon. You mean table? You mean StreamYard? Yeah, that'd be cool. Lodgeman Reiner, LOL of the Bar Guild. Call for an uprising. All said same thing about the mobile phones too, all tracking. Yeah, you got to get out these tracking devices. And when I say out, I mean, you throw your phone in the bin, you fucking get rid of your fucking new cars and buy old cars. You know, they're all tracking devices. Everything's fucking track. If you see the police, they there's loads of like murders and stuff that have been convictions because they simply went to the cell towers and got the information of where the people's phones were, and they said, "Oh look, your phone was at the murder scene." So you don't need proof that they're tracking devices, innit? You'll know that if you want, you can set up a tracking thing where you can track someone's phone, innit? So if you want your children, and of course it's sold as, look at this, you can track your children. Give your children a phone, then you know where they are, right? Always sold as the benefit, never the dystopia that's really it's all about. The lithium battery mobiles can explode too, not just pages. Israel knows about it, yeah. You know, it'd be nice to go back to a world where we didn't have mobile phones. You know, I tried. I did get rid of phones. I got rid of computers. I got rid of everything. I don't obviously have a telly. But yeah, fucking try and find the phone box in it. Maybe go back to maybe go back to your home telephone, but I dare say these days that's probably digitized, isn't it? Probably don't have a home telephone where they wire it in anymore. I don't know, but there you go. Well, there you go. I'm out of here, people. Well, I'll just kill an hour, see what's going on. I like to do these just to let people know, innit? I think Facebook, as far as going down and just seeing what everyone's saying, is quite a good, quick way of just showing that, like, this isn't no longer a few, you know, this is the majority now shouting. You know, the majority are waking up to, but they're still not, in my opinion, reacting the way they should be. But I guess I never really expected them to anyway. So what when people call 999 on phone, nothing will happen during civil unrest? Yeah, I mean, look at it. You spin that around, right? You got the 666, and what is it in America and I think other countries? 9/11. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean, people? Just a coincidence that it's their favourite numbers popping out that you have to ring for emergency. There you go. Anyway, thanks for coming, and I'll catch you all later.